somehow my selection project video from last week is doing the best out of everything I uploaded last week. A bit low on the views side of things considering, but I'm happy to see people trickle in. I only covered episode 1, and that was right after episode 2 dropped, so I'm going to do something a little fun here. I will be combining episodes 2 and 3 into this video with a main focus on episode 3. So as always, don't forget about the sub goals, the 250 and the 1000, the cosplay for the 1000, the Patreon, and my second channel for Pokemon related content. I'll have a little bit more detail on all of these in the description down below, so check that out. Alright, let's get on with it. Noticeably earlier this time, huh? Come to find out, Suzune has a weak heart. Not any illness or injury, but that's not to brush off how serious a weak heart can be. It's hard to make any predictions on how this could affect her later on down the line, though. Being an idol and doing what she's doing is going to put strain on her at some point, and that could end up severely affecting her performance. But we're still a ways off from that, as the training camp or the final round comes first. Although, before I get too far into that, I want to mention just how shocked I was that Suzune actually ended up winning in a technical sense. Sayori giving up her chance for the spotlight wasn't something I saw coming, but it certainly opened some new doors for Suzune. Being one of the younger girls in this final round is really going to push her to her limits, albeit she's not the youngest, there are still a number of upperclassmen. Episode 2 was certainly telling, but things really get going in episode 3. The idol selection reality show is definitely strange though. It gives me Big Brother vibes, which is just snobby people doing snobby things. The fact that the girls could be on camera and shown to live viewers at any time is unnerving, even to me, and I'm not even there. There are some places where cameras just don't belong, and everywhere is one of those places. Yes, it's publicity, yes it brings in views and increases popularity, but it's still creepy as hell. Though it's the final round of the selection project, I feel this is really just the start of several phases within the final round. The first one being the facade everyone will have to put on to try and gain as much favor from the voters and fans as possible. The second one is much more pronounced, which is an actual performance. Everyone has to pick a card, though it's a free-for-all and everyone is free to pick from one of 3 cards: singing, dancing, and band instruments. Singing is obviously the most ambitious of the 3, dancing takes the most movement and work, and instruments will require precise timing and practice, not to mention the fact that there's no vocalist. If you've seen the first few episodes at this point, I think we can all safely say Suzune's role definitely would have felt out of place had she picked dancing or the instruments. Singing was the best fit for her, but because it's also the most ambitious of the 3, she only gets one other person in her group, Rena Hananoi. Everyone else's group came together just fine, but Rena wanted nothing to do with Suzune at first, which was kind of tough to see. Her collapse on stage during the semifinals didn't go over well with some, and Rena just so happens to be one of those people. To be fair, I didn't think they would work things out, but just in the nick of time, they actually do. Interestingly enough, Rena is Akari Amazawa's younger sister, but the death of Akari affected her severely, straining this new rivalry with Suzune. However, what came next was possibly the best thing to come out of CG and idol anime in recent years. The two made up, and finding that same passion in each other to become number 1 lit a fire under each of them. It didn't take long for them to choose a song by Akari to perform, and perform they do. What came out of Rena and Suzune's performance just before 19 minutes in was on a whole other level. What I'm about to show you is like trying to compare apples to oranges, except that it's more like comparing diamonds to rocks in this case. The CG was incredibly well done and a top 2 CG moment, if not top 1, out of all the anime I've seen. Vivi's CG was pretty strong too, though. However, I think what really sets this performance apart from any other idol anime is the competitive side of this. Rena is Akari Amazawa's younger sister. Expectations are already exponential. Sure, they made up, but they're rivals now, and it shows in this performance. Having not practiced, the choreography was perfect. The vocals on the duet were well timed too, and Butterfly Bright was originally done by just Akari herself. How Rena and Suzune pulled off such a feat with little to no practice pretty much raises my expectations bar now. I mean, even Rena is surprised by Suzune's performance and she's on stage with her. Performances done by the other groups probably won't be as strong, but I still look forward to seeing eargasm-worthy music and eye-popping visuals. Just as Butterfly Bright had perfect choreography that, let's be honest, would be impossible to pull off without practice, I'd still like to see some hard work go into these other performances as well. To have everyone else eliminated within the first few days they arrive would not be very entertaining. As much as I'd like to see Suzune win the whole thing and become Japan's next top idol, I'd also like to see her fight for it. Selection Project has a lot of potential to really pull off something amazing here. So I think the bar got set extremely high, not just for the other girls, but for future idol anime. Is Selection Project a Love Live killer? No, but is it the best thing since Love Live in terms of idol anime? Absolutely yes. While this anime may seem really cheery and bright and bubbly, there are some pretty heart-wrenching moments. Suzune discovering how Rena's life was affected by her sister Akari's death is definitely one of those. Although, Suzune definitely seems like the type of person to pick you up 100 times, even if she falls down 101. That may be a bit of an exaggerated analogy, but I think the premise is there. Honestly, I think the best part of this episode was Suzune giving Rena her trust and Rena accepting that helping hand. When you look at how much more positivity Rena had when she met Suzune out in the hall, it's proof that Suzune has something about her that has a positive impact on other people. Their performance would not have come out nearly as strong had Rena decided to ignore the hand Suzune offered her. Visually, of course, was their performance of Butterfly Bright that we actually get over 2 minutes of. As of time of recording, there is no version longer than the actual version in the anime. This anime has massive potential, and those rating it a 7 or lower I feel either don't like these kind of anime or they're just casting initial impressions on an anime that will barely have 4 episodes out by the time this video goes up. Well, let's just see where this goes for now. If the anime can keep up the same energy as Rena and Suzune had on stage, then this could very well climb the ranks of the seasonal charts with ease. However, if all other performances flop and don't do well or are cut, I could see this anime losing points for that. There is a lot of potential here, and I'm incredibly excited to cover this further today. But with that being said, I'm going to start closing things out here. So if you're making it this far, reminder, it only takes a minute of your time to let me know if you're enjoying the content or not. If Selection Project is something you want to see me cover more of, all you have to do is leave a like. But if you're like me and enjoy leaving a comment with your thoughts, the comment section is down below. I can't promise that I can do these weekly like I can with Aquatope just because they take so much time for one video, but I may do a video on Selection Project every other week just to cover the biggest and most important points. If you guys absolutely kill it on the support on this video, I will reconsider. So, let me know, are you Team Suzu or are you Team Rena? Let me know down below in the comments and I will catch you all sometime next week. Thanks for watching and have a good one.